Wayfarer Candour's story begins long before she was known by that name, before her words became a powerful anthem for justice, and before her journey for freedom transformed into a mission for equality. Her life began in the late 18th century as Elisheva Bonefree, a name that would one day be buried beneath the weight of her resilience and the monumental legacy she would leave behind. Born into slavery, Elisheva was no stranger to suffering from a tender age. Her earliest memories were not filled with laughter or joy, but with the harsh realities of a world that saw her only as property. From the moment she drew breath, Elisheva was shackled not just by chains, but by a system designed to strip away every ounce of dignity, identity, and humanity from those it enslaved. She was torn from her family in her youth, a cruel and violent separation that left a permanent scar on her heart. The brutality of slavery, with its relentless labor, torment, and the constant fear of punishment, became her daily reality. She lived through the pain of watching those around her suffer, while her own dreams and aspirations were stolen, cast aside by the chains that bound her. Yet, despite the weight of this cruelty, there was something unbreakable in her. A spark of defiance that could not be extinguished. Her longing for freedom, the hope of escaping the torment she knew too well, became the fire that fueled her every action. It was in this hellish world of oppression that Elisheva began to dream of a life beyond the borders of bondage. And one fateful day she made the decision that would change her life and history forever. Elisheva escaped. It wasn't an easy journey. There were no promises of safety, no guarantees of success. She was a woman of color, alone in a hostile world, with bounty hunters and vicious obstacles standing between her and freedom. But she pressed on, driven by an unyielding resolve that no amount of fear or danger could quench. She faced countless trials, moving through forests, hiding in shadows, and relying on the kindness of strangers who were willing to risk their own lives to help her. With every mile she traveled, her sense of freedom grew. She fought not just for her life but for the future she envisioned, a future where her worth was no longer defined by the color of her skin or the chains that once bound her. After years of relentless struggle, Elisheva Bonefree found freedom, but this was not the end of her journey. No, it was only the beginning. Freedom, she realized, was not just about the absence of chains but the presence of justice, equality, and human dignity. And she would fight for these ideals not just for herself, but for everyone who had been oppressed and silenced by the world's cruelty. In her newfound freedom, Elisheva became an unwavering force for justice. She was determined to take back what had been stolen from her and from others like her. And so, she embarked on a battle that would forever alter the course of history. In a legal battle that would change everything, Elisheva became the first black woman to successfully sue a white man to reclaim her son. This legal victory was not only a personal triumph but a monumental step in the fight for justice. It set a powerful precedent, one that would reverberate through history. A legal framework that said loud and clear that the power of a mother's love, and the rights of those oppressed, could never be denied. It was after this victory that Elisheva's transformation truly began. No longer would she be known as Elisheva Bonefree. The name she carried from her painful past would no longer define her. Instead, she adopted a new identity, a name that would echo through history as a symbol of strength, resilience, and unwavering commitment to justice. She became Wayfarer Candour. The name Wayfarer embodied her journey, her constant movement, the road she traveled toward justice, and the fight for freedom that had defined her life. Candour symbolized her truth, her commitment to speak out against the wrongs of the world, and her dedication to the cause of freedom and equality. Wayfarer Candour was no longer just a name. It was a promise. A promise to never stop fighting, never stop speaking, and never stop challenging the world to be better. With this new identity, Wayfarer Candour set forth on a mission to transform not only her life but the lives of all those still oppressed. She became a tireless advocate for the abolition of slavery, dedicating her life to speaking out against the inhumanity of the system that had once held her captive. Her powerful words resonated across the country, stirring hearts and opening eyes. She became a key figure in the abolitionist movement, delivering speeches that challenged the very foundations of a society built on the exploitation of others. Through every word she spoke, through every audience she reached, Wayfarer Candour made it clear that freedom was a right, not a privilege, and that no one, no matter their race, gender, or background, should ever be denied it. But Wayfarer's life was not without its challenges. The road she walked was one of constant tension, not just with her enemies but also with her allies. She found herself caught in the middle of conflicting ideologies, struggling to define her place within the abolitionist and women's suffrage movements. Her religious beliefs, which had been her source of strength, were often questioned and scrutinized. Her faith was a driving force in her activism, but at times, it put her at odds with others who did not share her convictions. She was often misunderstood, painted as too radical by some and not radical enough by others. Yet, through it all, she remained steadfast in her belief that justice, equality and freedom were worth fighting for, no matter the cost. Her voice was powerful and her presence commanding. Wayfarer Candour became a symbol of hope for the downtrodden and the voiceless. She became the embodiment of resistance, a living testament to the power of one individual to change the world. But as much as she inspired, she also faced immense personal sacrifices. She often stood alone in the face of opposition, her life constantly under threat from those who wanted to maintain the status quo. But Wayfarer never faltered. Her unwavering commitment to justice and her deep faith in a higher purpose drove her to continue her work, even when the road seemed impossible. Wayfarer Candour's legacy lives on today, a powerful reminder that one person's fight for freedom can change the world. Her courage, determination, and unbreakable spirit set the foundation for the progress we see today in the fight for human rights. Her name will never be forgotten. She was a mother, a warrior, and a leader, a woman whose impact resonates to this day, inspiring generations to come. Her life is a powerful lesson in the importance of standing up for what is right, even when the odds are stacked against you. It reminds us that freedom is not just about breaking physical chains but about breaking the mental and societal barriers that hold us back. Wayfarer Candour showed the world that no matter how brutal the oppression, no matter how high the mountain, the fight for justice is always worth it. Wayfarer Candour's story is not just a story of survival, it is a story of transformation. From enslaved to free, from victim to warrior, and from Elisheva Bonefree to Wayfarer Candour, her life is a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of speaking truth, no matter the cost. The lesson she leaves us with is simple yet profound. Never stop fighting for justice and always stay true to your purpose, for the world can be changed by the courage of one determined soul. Her legacy is a call to action for all of us, to fight for freedom, to speak out against injustice, and to never, ever give up. Wayfarer Candour's journey is one that continues to inspire, long after her time has passed, and will forever be a beacon for those who refuse to be silenced. If you find this story interesting, please subscribe to this channel for more revealing stories.